welcome to Students Place Facebook page. Student Place is the central organ of AIDSO. In the name Ray of Hope, we are organizing series of discussion on various topics. Today's topic is life and struggle of Gopabandhu. As you know, Gopabandhu was the greatest freedom fighter, social reformer, educationist of our nation. On this topic, today our guest is Sri Dhurjati Das, former AIDSO All India leader. He will discuss on this topic. So now I welcome Sri Dhurjati Das to our Students Place Facebook page. Sri Das will discuss on the life and struggle of Gopabandhu. Before we are going to start our discussion, I would like to request all the viewers to share the live stream of today's discussion. So now I request to Sri Dhurjati Das, our today's guest speaker, to start his discussion. Please.
Friends and comrades, I have been requested by the organizers of All India Democratic Students Organization and its organ, Students Place, to speak on Gopabandhu Das, a great freedom fighter of our country. First of all, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers who have taken this great task even in this dark period of COVID-19 to cultivate the life and struggle of the great men and the torch bearers of the past, as this would create an healthy atmosphere to fight out the rapid degeneration of the society in the field of ethics, morality and culture. At the outset, I would like to tell you that the rulers, it is found that they have always tried to wash out the names of the great men of the past, those who have sacrificed their lives for the country in different struggles, in different fields. And now it is a good attempt by All India DSO to just discuss on these subjects, on the life and struggle of the great men of the past. In this connection, I would like to tell the teachings of a great philosopher of this era, Shivdas Ghosh, who has told that if we forget our past glorious struggles and the great men, we will become rootless. So this attempt to study, to inculcate the characters, the nobility of the past, the struggle of the past is undoubtedly a great effort on the part of All India DSO and Students Place. Now, to talk about Gopabandhu Das, he was born in a remote village at the shore of Bay of Bengal of Puri district, not due to his birth, but because of his all-embracing life struggle and undaunted spirit to acquire a noble character. He will be remembered by people as an inspiring soul. The great scientist Acharya Prafulla Chandra Rai, with deep affection, called him Utkalmani, blazing stone of Odisha. Kavi Guru Rabindranath embraced him and emotionally said, when he went to Santiniketan, that Sakshat Jagannath has come to Santiniketan. Since then, Gopabandhu is called as Utkalmani. But if you come across his life, his outlook and his involvement you will find without any shadow of doubt that he was one of the pioneers of Indian freedom struggle. He was free from parochial, regional, casteist, and communal sentiments. No doubt, he has played a significant, rather a leading role in the formation of bigger Odisha, unifying the Oriya-speaking people, staying in the then British-ruled Madras Presidency, Bengal Bihar Presidency, and Central Presidency. He played a vital role in the formation and expansion of Utkal Sammilani, an organization built up for the above purpose. To speak in his own words, the conference Utkal Sammilani has attained majority now, and its isolated existence in the national life is no longer possible. The mature youth cannot tolerate limitations on vital force, and it is our duty to allow the youths to go ahead. Again, you see how he has expressed his ideas brilliantly. There is no difference between Utkal and Oriya, and as such, difference is also not desirable. Orissa belongs to those of Bengal or Punjab, of Marwar, of Madras, and of those Hindus or Muslims, Aryans or Dravidians who have identified themselves with Utkal or Orissa. Not parochialism, but humanism was the goal of Oriya nationalism. It consists of universal love and fullness of love. This was the expression given by Gopabandhu himself. Again, it is an age-old belief in the society that a man is born with the virtues that he reflects in his character. If everything is predetermined, then a person has no option to do anything in the society. Everything is written in one's forehead or fate. This is totally incorrect and harmful. History of development of society and individual shows beyond doubt that to become a great man, a scientist, a philosopher, a musician, a sportsman, or anything else, one will have to struggle or toil hard. Gopabandhu Das too had to face Herculean obstacles in his life to become a great man. In his adolescent stage of life, three things inspired him very much. He used to read Bhagavat in Oriya religious epic in his home. This attracted him to write poems. Though his village schoolmaster did not want this and complained before his father that you should stop your son to write this poem, but his father encouraged him. He rather used to recite the poems written by Gopabandhu in evening village meetings, and thus encouraged Gopabandhu to write more and more poems. His poems were rich not only in rhythm but also for its powerful content. In the village itself, he saw how rich people, Mahajans and Zamindars, used to ill-treat poor people. This created a hatred towards such people. I shall talk on this later. Thirdly, he had seen from the childhood how flood devastates home and hearth and kills people. In the childhood itself, he developed a habit to help the affected people with whatever help he could do. His father was pleased with such attitude of his son. His father wanted him to be associated with a noble character who can inspire Gopabandhu for all-out development of his character. And there was the man. He was Sri Ramchandra Das, a Muktiyar of Puri town. But He was an undaunted fighter for justice and a social worker too. His association with Gopabandhu opened the gate for learning, joining social activities and even political movements. Gopabandhu was meticulous in his studies and showed his brilliancy in different subjects taught in school. At the same time, he was organizing discussions and meetings on contemporary topics and thus attracting students and teachers, even some citizens, to such discussions. These discussions of late created a ground in favor of freedom movement. This type of gathering imbued many to participate in social activities. During his high school career, a cholera epidemic attacked the whole Puri town during car festival. Many people died. Dead bodies fell here and there, creating health hazard. Entire atmosphere of the town was polluted. One of the students, Divakar Das, wrote one article against this utter negligence of medical and administrative authorities. The British civil surgeon dragged Divakar to a public place and caned him mercilessly. The incident infuriated the general public. A protest movement started. Gopabandhu played a significant role in this movement, and this was his first political movement of life. But this was the initiation of a new struggle that you find in the later part of his life. After school education, Gopabandhu joined Ravenshaw College at Kotak. It was the premier educational institution where he got the scope for his all-out development. Along with his studies, he organized literary groups, philanthropic activities, political activities. On the one hand, he started moving to different parts of the state to organize Utkalmani, and on the other, prepared the ground for Indian freedom struggle. Sri Radhanath Ratha, who was a student of Satyavadi Grove School, Vanavidyalaya, and later on became the editor of the Samaj, a leading Delhi, wrote, "It is to be noted, Radhanath Ratha was very close to Gopabandhu, though he was very young at that time." He wrote, "Gopabandhu was not only a poet, a writer, politician, social worker, he was a revolutionary." In 1905, when the Swadeshi movement started and revolutionary organizations like Anusilan Samiti and Jugantar initiated militant struggle against British rule, Gopabandhu was highly imbued by these struggles and organized a meeting in the house of his friend Brajasundar Das of Sahebzada Bazar in Cuttack town. There, along with some young people, he pledged to jump in the struggle. He took initiative to form gymnasium and exercise centers, tried to train the young people with kusti and cudgeling. He tried to build up developed gymnasium at Puri and started recruiting volunteers for freedom movement. In this struggle, he got direct inspiration from Muktiar Ramchandra Das and tried to organize revolutionary movement. He came in contact with Sri Sasibhushan Rai Chaudhary, a teacher who came from Bengal and staying in disguise at Bhubaneswar, and was very much inspired by him. He, along with his friends, wanted to become revolutionaries and move around the villages to preach the ideas of freedom and organize militant struggle. He was inspired by Mazzini and Garibaldi. Here I would like to mention that some people wanted to portray Gopabandhu Das as a philanthropist, and he was a kind-hearted man who used to serve people at the time of flood, drought, famine, and so on and so forth. Such people either do it with an evil intention or jealousy. To evaluate this great man, we need to study his entire life struggle, which he conducted bit by bit in different aspects of life. Today, time will not permit me to deal on all aspects. Hence, I shall confine myself to few points only. Gopabandhu studied law to serve the poor people. He was editor of leading Odia Delhi This Samaj. He has also organized many literary groups and published many journals. He has written many heart-touching poems which inspired people to become freedom fighters and social workers. It is to be remembered that it was Gopabandhu who used to write for a daily published from Brahmapur named The Asa. It was published by Shashi Bhushan Rath, and Gopabandhu was writing almost in all its publications. Viewing the time, I shall now discuss on some of his significant aspects of his character. It is known to all that he had accepted the leadership of Gandhiji in the freedom movement, but he had many basic differences with the ideas of Gandhiji. Along with Lala Lajpat Rai, he raised the point in Congress that the fund for Congress or freedom movement should not be collected from the rich people. Because they will dominate Congress and may ultimately capture power. One striking example I would like to refer here. Gandhiji went to King of Mysore to collect fund for movement. While returning from Mysore, he dropped at Brahmapur and wanted to meet the Congress workers of Odisha, and the leading Congress worker was Gopabandhu. He expected that Gopabandhu would come to Brahmapur to meet him, but he said, the man who is selling him to the rich people, I am not going to meet him. And he didn't meet Gandhiji, though everybody knows that he was a disciple of Gandhiji, because that was a basic difference. He always felt that once the rich people will get the chance to come to power, they will enjoy the entire fruit of freedom movement. And that is why he opposed this within Congress and outside also. In this connection, I would like to refer one of his own statement of Gopabandhu himself. He told once in a general discussion with young students and youths, he told, is there any Parsuram amongst you who can chant this Orissa 21 times? If you can do so, then no rich, powerful Mahajan Jamindar would be there to exploit the poor. Just see his outlook. Gopabandhu throughout his life fought for universal education. He told that you cannot deny education to anyone only because he is poor or so-called lower class. The Satyavadi Manavidyalaya, which he established with a noble purpose, braving all odds is an unique example of his deep love for education. He had clearly stated that purpose of education cannot be narrow. Its purpose should be man-making and character building. So also he proposed that education should be free for all, condemning the British government in Bihar Odisha Assembly, of which he was an elected member. He said, the alien rulers are snatching all our legitimate rights and even denying the basic needs, including education. He told, it is often said that higher education is not for the poor, it is meant for those only who can afford to pay for it. If this be followed as a policy to guide the course of our university education, it will deprive our colleges of many bright and deserving students. Speech at Patna Assembly, the light of knowledge, like the physical light of the sun and the moon, should be freely shared by all, rich and poor, high and low. One would be deprived of the scope of education because of poverty. What a great pain it inflicts in the heart. The king, the emperor, and the poor equally share the light from sun, moon, and fire. This was his concept. He wanted. Now you can see in the present stage that education is denied to many. Only those who can afford to pay, they are allowed to get education. Others are, in a way, debarred from getting education. And day by day, it is clearly observed that education is meant for the haves and not for the poor people. Those who have got money, only they will get the scope of education. Day by day, the situation is turning towards that. So the cherished goal of Gopabandhu is unfulfilled till the date. It is to be noted here. Again, it is a tragedy in history that in a class divided society ruled by few rich people, a narrow and sectarian attitude develops. Some people are always there to discredit any noble cause and try to pull the leg of great men. Gopabandhu had to face the same type of ill feeling from the persons whom he loved very much. They tried to discredit him in an ugly way. At first, Gopabandhu was shocked, but see his depth of realization and his attitude towards criticism and condemnation. He wrote in a poem, whom I consider to be his poem. I am quoting his poem here. It is translated, it is only Oriya, so it cannot be just read in Oriya because many cannot understand. So I am just translating the meaning of the poem here. It is a tragedy in history. He wrote in the poem, whom I considered to be my best friend, did not hesitate to attack me and tried to malign my character. What is the use of this life then? Then in the next breath, he told, is the life meant to get frustrated? And again, why I was shocked? Am I pretending that I am working for the people? If not, then why I was shocked? He's asking himself that why I am shocked if anybody has criticized or condemned me. He wrote in the same poem, when I can forget myself. When I can forget myself, I can understand who I am. Only at that time I can tolerate any bitter criticism. See how impersonal he was. And again, we all know that he was the editor of the Samaj newspaper. Regarding the news, regarding one of the news, somebody criticized him in harsh language. Every well-wisher wanted that Gopabandhu should give a befitting reply, but he has written in one article, my explanation. The article is my explanation. In that article he said that when somebody has criticized me, maybe bitterly, I must look within myself that whether I have committed that mistake or not. If committed, I must rectify. And if not, I should try to know why he has raised this point. If he is an honest man, he will rectify. But why should I be revengeful? We all know that he fought for independence from the clutches of British government. But see a character. Nowadays, in our struggle, when we enter into the struggle, when we are criticized for any act of ours, we do not try to see within ourselves. We used to get hurt or try to take revenge or get frustrated. See the approach of the humanist who fought not only for freedom, but also he could realize that a criticism strengthens a man. It gives strength to a man if he can properly just understand the spirit of the criticism. There is nothing to be hurt or get frustrated. We should inculcate the spirit, this teaching of this great man. He never looked back. He could know that he will not live long, but he was firm in conviction in his struggle and to speak in his own language. This is again a poem. Again a poem he has written. Very nice poem in Oriya. that the moment I joined this journey, I never knew that this path is too far and arduous. Days are passing away. I have joined the struggle and the days are passing away, and my expectations are moving towards its end. The horizon is moving further and further. Let me die or come what may, but I shall keep my eyes on the top of the hill, that is on my ideal, and never falter. I'll never look back. When I have started this journey for a just cause, why should I go back? I am in the just struggle. I am fighting for the justice. I am fighting for freedom. I am fighting for a noble cause. So, as because it is becoming late, the change is not coming as I desire. At this moment, I am getting frustrated. Then what is my realization? That means still I feel there is something good in this present day society. This society has nothing to give to us. This society is every day and night, it is going down and down, deteriorating in all sense. Culture is degenerating. Ethics, morality is just finished from the society. No values, no moral values. Everything is lost. So, to discuss about Gopabandhu, it is necessary that we should study this character, how brilliant that struggle was. He developed this struggle in all aspects of life. He tried to become a man in true sense of the term. He was not simply a philanthropist. He was not only serving people at the time of flood, drought, or famine. He was a man of struggle. He wanted a change of the society. Now the present society needs change. So to know about Gopabandhu, to study about Gopabandhu will be useful, purposeful, if we can take the lessons from his struggle, from his character, and we can play the role in the present day society for the change of this present society. And this is what I would like to appeal before you. And thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dear friends, you all have listened the valuable discussion from Sri Dhurjati Das on life and struggle of Gopabandhu. Hope this discussion will help everybody to carry on his duty for the transformation of the society. We thankful to Sri Dhurjati Das for his valuable discussion. I am also thankful all the viewers, and again I would like to say that this discussion is continuing in the name of Ray of Hope. So you all are requested to listen our Ray of Hope series. Again, I would like to request all the viewers to like and share our Students Place Facebook page. Again, I am thankful to Sri Dhurjati Das. Now we are going to conclude this live discussion. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay.